So I was thinking about Peter is acting rashly. In fact, in Luke, so all the soldiers, everyone's knocked down. Malchus is he's the second in command to the high priest. He's the one that the high priest probably put in charge to bring the soldiers to arrest Jesus. So when Jesus' followers saw what was going to happen, they said, "Lord, should we strike with our swords?" And before Jesus can answer, so some of the other apostles are asking, "Hey, should we strike? This is a good thing to do. Talk to the Lord." But before Jesus can answer them, Peter is like, "Yeah, let's go for it." And here, I'm amazed that supposedly the real sword that Peter used is in a museum. They can trace back this sword to 600 AD. And they have the track of how this sword has passed from king and nobility and back to 600. They're like, this sword has been passed down. This is the sword that Peter had. Now, I know this is what theologians think about all the time. How many of you are left-handed? Okay, this is the most service. In the first service, it was funny. I don't know, there's, 100 some people. I said, "How many are left-handed?" And Pastor Paul Cope was the only one. And I was like, that explains a lot. Left-handed people are often very smart. And we have two kids do we have two kids that are left-handed? Two kids, yeah. I didn't know it was three, but. The reason why they say Peter is left-handed is because Malchus is facing Peter, and supposedly if he was right-handed, to chop off the right ear of Malchus, you would go through part of his face. So they're thinking Peter was left-handed, and that's why he got the right ear of Peter, or of Malchus. By the way, when Peter was aiming with his sword, was he, left hand, was he aiming for his ear? What do you think he was aiming for? His head. But I have to believe that God intervened, which he has for me. I'm doing something stupid, and God intervenes, and I still face some consequences, but not as bad as it could have been, okay? So I have to believe that God intervened, and so instead of Peter cracking Malchus's head in half, he gets his right ear. Why did Peter pick out Malchus to take his sword to? Well, Malchus is the second in command to the high priest. Malchus has been causing trouble for Jesus and Peter, and so Peter probably views himself like, I'm the right-hand man of Jesus, and we stand for God and good. And Malchus is the right-hand man to the high priest, and they're always causing trouble. And Malchus is the one that the high priest sent to bring back Jesus. And so Peter's like, I know exactly who I'm going to chop up. I'm not just picking anyone by random. It's Malchus. He's my counterpart of what I am to Jesus. He is to the high priest. I'm taking his head out.